So I keep getting crickets in my house. I don't know why. I've never had a cricket problem before, but I looked it up, and apparently it's really bad luck to kick them out of your house. Like, you're not supposed to kick them out of your house, but like, what am I supposed to do? Like, let you stay here? Now there's like 36 crickets running around because I did kick out one, and let me tell you, I had a really, really horrible week after that. And now they're just running around. And I'm like, please move. I just want to make a piece of toast and you're in my way. And I open a cabinet. It's just like, oh, hey, cricket that I can't kick out of my house. Can you please just leave? I don't want to kick you out. I just want to ask you nicely to leave. My house is just infested with crickets. And there's nothing I can do about it.
My favorite part of that video, and I think I do a pretty good job of queuing these things up well. The the beat drops out right as she's like sniffling.
Yeah,
it's like perfect timing. I try to make high quality intros, or at least I used to. I don't do anything anymore.
You haven't done the intro I've been asking for a year.
That's been like 4 months.
See, now we have new. I'm sure we have new. We could make something incredible now. Given
I need to just wipe out all of the old intros and start fresh. Like, take all of the craziness of 2024 and just make like a dozen new intros for, like, I usually take the month of December off from doing my own show and like doing stuff outside of this anyway. I might do that. I might take the month of December off from everything and just focus on making a whole bunch of new intros. We'll just wipe out all the old ones except for the OG intro. We'll keep that one around, but all the rest of them, we'll just get rid of all the other random crazy ones.
You can't get rid of the goat one, Billy Ray.
See, I wonder if.
Oh, sorry.
See, I wonder if that chick and this chick are the cricket chick are related here.
I am fucking feral today. Please keep walking. Do not make eye contact. Do not stare up at me. Don't act like you know me. Like, I want to eat. Like, maybe they voted for Kamala, but like, I want to eat them right now. Like, I want to take a bite out of those glutes in a bad way.
How much of this do you think is just like rage bait? Like, they're doing it. They're doing it for the likes and for the reactions. Like, they're in it to get all of the other insane leftist women who are actually going through it right now to like sympathize with them. But they're just doing it for the clout. Like, they're not actually they aren't actually having meltdowns. Like, there's too many of them like screaming in their car. It just doesn't seem real.
Well, see, I think the hotter ones. For the hotter ones, you're probably right. Like, for chicks like this here, maybe not so much. I mean, she's like a 5 to start with, and then she's deciding to shave her hair. So.
Oh no, that chick's definitely going through it. She's totally having a bad day.
How quickly do you think they?
You can tell by looking at her eyes. She's not all there anyway.
She's got the SSRIs.
Couple extra SSRIs in her diet that day.
Yeah, but see, it's not that you notice, like, she's not like one of those, like, even that other chick, like she actually kind of reasonably good looking, but that chick, so
6.5 plus is probably more realistic, because the ones that are like a 6.5, they think they're 8s even though they're not. So
yeah, and
like they already probably get a decent amount of engagement on their social media. So the ones that are like a 4 or a 5, they got to do something to. Oh, what is that? Oh.
This one's great.
6 years. 6 fucking years. It took us 6 fucking years to get our citizenship. I know people. I know some people need more time. I know some people don't ever get their citizenship, but we We worked so hard for it. She worked so hard for it. I was just a kid. We came here because she wanted a better life for us. She wanted a better education for us. She wanted for us to have a better future. And now this is all gonna be taken away because of him. Because of that stupid.
Like she shakes.
What the hell do you mean she worked so? What do I mean she worked so hard for it? Her presidential candidacy lasted all of 100 fucking days.
No. She's talking about her mom to get them citizenship.
No, she's talking about Kamala too. No, she's
really?
She's talking about both. She was like Kamala, like she was like she worked so hard to win to win this, and then we worked
it
so
doesn't
hard.
matter. It does. If her mom worked so hard to get them citizenship, then they're good. They're not getting deported. What is she worried about?
I find the shaking of the phone for more effect was actually pretty good production. It's not bad production.
No, 4 more. We went
White
to
Boy
the
decade,
groundhog.
not just summer.
It's White Boy for 4 more years at least. 4 more years for White Boys.
Coming up to the school, y'all are going to have to amuse yourselves until you get away from it.
Well, see, we were all waiting to hear from our favorite liberal woman having her meltdown. The only
Rosie?
one that the only one Trump ever called fat. Okay, the Rosie O'Donnell.
For yourself, call your friends, check on them. And get ready, because we're in for one hell of a ride with him at the helm. And
He broke her.
Community guardrails. Okay.
He did worse than break her.
Oh, he broke her so bad.
America, people. That's all I can say. We're going to need it.
It's funny, you have a person
how
that does
about,
not believe in God saying, God bless America.
We get rid of the Electoral College. Does that... Anybody like that? Anyone? I'm not...
I love how you're yeah, that's funny. She's like, yeah, get rid of the Electoral College, but he won the popular vote.
So sure anymore. It's a popular vote. That's what we need to do. Who gets the most votes wins. 1 vote, 1 person. No racist math in the equation. Okay? That's what I'd like to do. Spend my life doing that, right? Find a cause.
Yeah, she just kept going about it, like.
It's so funny to watch them just lose their mind.
Like she looks way worse now too. Like before, like she didn't look good to begin with. But like, my God, like the Trump presidency really took a toll on her. You could tell, dude. I swear, it's like somebody made a joke, but I literally think it's like this. Like he's getting life force, like because he's not really. I mean, he looks a little older, but. He doesn't look decrepit like a lot of the people who have went against him. Basically, like even Obama's looking rough. So I mean, like it's like he's absorbing their life force.
Yes, definitely. Sorry, I was looking for video. There it is. Sorry. So any more Meltdown? We have plenty of Meltdown videos. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find.
Oh yeah, so apparently the first thing liberal women want to do is divorce their husbands. So that's that's a reasonable conclusion of an election, right?
Yes.
PSA for any of the ladies that have been seriously considering divorcing their husband. There's a lot of big conversations happening now that we have the results of the election. One of them being no fault divorce. That is a type of divorce that allows you to end your marriage without needing
Why do we have to watch her
is
like
at fault?
putting
Some
makeup
lawmakers
on?
are looking to abolish that,
because
which
it's engagement for the algorithm. Like people like to see women like to see other women do makeup. I don't understand it.
Really?
is going to make
Yes, it's a huge thing.
Hey, Jess,
mean-
do you like seeing other women put makeup on for videos while they're talking about how they're going to divorce their husbands?
boring.
No, she says it's boring. Okay, one.
There are a class of women who like that stuff. I don't
Okay.
understand.
Make you divorcing your husband a lot harder. So here's what that potential change could mean for you. You're going to have to prove that your husband did something wrong, which can be even more expensive, emotionally draining, and time consuming. Legal battles over fault can keep you in an endless and very expensive fight. Removing no fault divorce could mean higher conflict in court, which is certainly not ideal for your kids.
Might be some of the dumbest shit I've ever
Without
work
no
stuff
fault
out.
divorce, you lose the freedom to
It means you might actually have to work stuff
There's
out.
already,
Oh my
so there are already a lot of states that have
I don't know what you're saying.
It's
Justin.
not
It's
one
cutting out.
person's fault or the other. It's fuck! I hate being around this goddamn school. I'll be back whenever I get away from this bullshit.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Now we can hear you. Okay, finish the video.
Yeah, STG. They don't want to split up the country, but definitely it's definitely fascist. So
to decide when to leave your marriage. Your private decision could be left up to someone else's idea of what's right. So if you're unhappy in your marriage, now might be the time to act. Protect your right to choose what is best for you and your kids before it's taken away. Because the reasons that you want to leave your marriage are no one else's fucking business.
oh god.
So here's something that.
But all this stuff, I think what Justin was saying. I don't know if Justin's back yet, but I think what he was saying.
All right, I think I'm back. Can you hear me now?
States, yeah, like there we go.
Yeah, so what I was saying is there are already a lot of states that don't have no-fault divorce, and the way that they get around that is they bring up irreconcilable differences. So, and it basically works the same. Even though it's, they don't have no fault, somebody has to be at fault. Well, now you can just be, the wife can file for divorce and just say it's because of irreconcilable differences. It doesn't have to actually be a legitimate reason. And then it proceeds forward exactly the same as a no-fault divorce. So, number one, this entire video is fucking stupid bullshit. Number two, she's not wearing a ring anywhere, so don't be taking advice from crazy single middle-aged women on the fucking internet who are doing their makeup into their fucking phone. This is the class of people that no one should ever listen to, ever, period.
This is the ones we need to buy the red
About
tickets for.
anything.
Well, she could be divorced, so that's why she may not have the ring. That's maybe why she's encouraging. Because I don't know if you know this, but statistically speaking,
even better, worse, whatever.
yeah.
Better for her ex-husband.
Statistically speaking, so this is why, if your wife is ever has a friend that divorces, tell her to be very don't not to just not to be super close with that friend, because if a friend ever gets divorced, they a lot of times apparently they convince their friends to divorce.
If as a couple you have friends who were a couple and they get divorced, choose the husband, not the wife. Just don't let the wife be anywhere near any of y'all anymore. Exile her, make her go be a crazy cat lady. Keep the husband. You can be friends with him, but not her. She's now gonna be poisonous to everything.
Yeah.
So let's hear about the school drop-off, people.
Oh yeah, this is great.
Well, that was absolutely horrible. I just dropped my son off at school, and there were dozens of parents, unlike ever before, walking their kids all the way to the gate. There was at least a half a dozen parents holding their child and crying with them.
Things that never happened.
Crying with them. And parents crossing the street and walking their kids all the way up to the gate and stuff. And nervously, all of us kind of looking at each other. And we're all thinking the same thing. And we're all just scared parents. Scared. I cannot even begin to tell you how weird that experience just was. Because normally I drive up, I walk my son to the gate. You know, I'm one of the few. It's usually me and some other guy in a sweatshirt all the time. Not today. Not today. It was packed, and every parent was walking their child all the way to the gate. And there was tears and crying and hugging and holding.
I'm sure there were like maybe two.
These people are fucking unhinged. I sat down with my daughter yesterday for some supper, and I said, so what rights do women lose with Trump winning yesterday? And she goes,
not enough.
And she goes, probably none. I said, I know, right? I said, not even the right to vote or the right to drive, and y'all should definitely lose those. And she goes, I'm sitting right here. I said, I know, you too. And she said, I'm going to run for president. And she said, she asked me if I voted for a friend of hers' mom. And I was like, what was she running for? And she said county something or other. I was like, I don't live in this county, so she wouldn't have been on my ballot. I said, and also I don't vote for women, so I wouldn't have voted for her anyway, even if I was in this county. And she goes, I'm going to run for president just so you have to vote for a woman. I was like, no, just because you run doesn't mean I'm going to vote for you. And she said, and I said, I don't know. It depends. Who's running as the Nazi candidate in that election whenever you run? And she said, me? I was like, all right, well, in that case, I will vote for you. But that's the only case.
My first act as chief misogynist in Trump's New America is ban these makeup videos. Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
But no, it's
and
a
the car
class
videos. And the car videos. The screaming.
So 30 years from now, my daughter is going to be on the ballot for president running for the Nazi party. So.
Well, she'll get my vote.
Katie Campbell, 2054.
We're with her. We're with her.
Yes.
I'm gonna start a movement. Katie Campbell, 2054. With her. Make Nazism great again.
You know,
no, I can't do that to her. She might actually want to go to college and get a real job here sometime between now and then.
You gotta start somewhere.
Pocahontas apparently had something to say about the election.
Oh God.
Will not ask you to feel anything. Donald Trump won the election, and the consequences will be real and devastating.
Elections have consequences. Like they said the last 4 years, right?
But I'm reminding myself and you that on the road ahead, there will still be opportunities to fight back. I can't tell you that we will win all of those fights. I can't tell you that we will win most or even any of them. But when we arrive at each of those moments, we will face a choice to give up or to press forward. The far right wants us to feel powerless. Extremists are counting on apathy, cynicism, heartbreak, or all of the above as their rocket fuel.
Yes. While Elon builds real rockets, our rocket fuel is going to be watching y'all cry.
They are counting on us to point fingers at each other and to lose trust in our ability to ever make change.
Y'all do that anyway. Like they do that. They do that on their own. Like, we don't have to. Like, we don't have to. Like we know they're gonna do it. Like, you're gonna.
I absolutely refuse to give them that satisfaction. We will continue to fight for each other. Look, 8 years ago, in the dark days when Republicans took full power in Washington, I thought the Affordable Care Act would be gone with the snap of a finger.
Soon.
The American people rose up. Activists like the late amazing.
Pause this for a second. It wasn't the American people that rose up. It was the ballless Republicans that wouldn't actually do their freaking job. Had nothing to do with the American
Paul
people
Ryan.
rising up. Had zero to do with that. Sorry, go on.
Is Paul Ryan being a cuck? I mean,
yeah, it was the fact that
the line quite literally. They made their voices heard.
Okay, I can't do much more.
Yeah, I was say, how long does she talk here? Because I cut women off after about a minute and a half. Like that's all you gotta make your point quick, and then that's it. Like,
it was like the Charlie Brown teacher. Wah, wah, wah.
Well, that was how Kamala's fucking concession speech was. Did y'all listen to that?
I didn't know. I did not.
Me and Johnny did Peddling Fiction Wednesday afternoon, and she came on and gave her like concession speech while we were doing the show. It lasted all of like 11 minutes, and like he pulled it up and played some of it after it was done, and he played a solid like 4 minutes of it, and it was just like it was just rambling. Like it wasn't anything.
What do you expect?
I feel like if I was her speechwriter, she did an 11-minute concession speech, and from the 4 minutes or so that I listened to of it, I feel like if I was her speechwriter, we could have knocked this thing out in like 3 minutes and all gone home. Like I don't know what she was talking about or why she just kept like saying the same platitudes over. And it's like, man, then just get up there and be like, hey, we gave it our best. The people are racist and misogynistic. Fuck y'all, I'm out. Like play the good concession speech.
She got distracted by the squirrel, by the ghost of Peanut on the stage earlier.
Oh yeah.
But I wanted to show you guys this. Ready for our Medals of Honor soon, everybody? The great more.
See, I started back. See, I should get 2 decades worth of service here. I need additional medals. See, I started back in 2014, so like this is ongoing. This is.
Yeah.
Trey, have you got the AI Kamala concession speech? Because that's exactly what her speech should have been anyway.
Oh, let me see.
I know it was in the group chat somewhere. And then there was the AI Biden one.
The Biden one was really good.
Oh wait, I'm gonna scroll to find it.
I know if you and Steve didn't just like spam the chat.
Here we go.
Hey! I'm giving you stories for the day.
Here we go. Here's Kamala's real concession speech.
Americans, we all knew this day was coming. As difficult as it is to accept that I'm one of the most unpopular candidates in history, even with the entire mainstream media machine backing me and working to get me elected, it appears I have lost the race. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Fox, and everyone else that wasn't on Team Joy. Fuck you. Fuck all of you. You motherfuckers just can't stand to see a strong Black and occasionally Indian woman succeed. How the fuck did you get 15 million less votes than that retard Joe Biden in 2020? And pardon my language, but everyone knows under a second Trump term, we're allowed to say retarded again. So get off my balls. But seriously, how the fuck did Joe get 15 million more votes than me? I'm starting to think maybe we did steal that election in 2020. No way his dusty ass did that much better than me. Shit, I barely got more votes than Hillary Clinton. And we've imported 50 million illegals since 2016. And you know they're all voting for me. As for what's next for me, I'm still in charge of this country until January 20th. You heard that right? Joe doesn't know where the fuck he is half the time. So plan on an action-packed next couple of months. Might even fuck around and invade Canada. Finally, thanks for fucking nothing, America. You made Rachel Maddow and Van Jones cry again. I hope you're all very happy with yourselves.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe.
I mean, had that been her concession speech, I would have, let her listen to it. I like that.
Well, and occasionally Indian, that got me. The first time I listened to it, I was doubled up when the occasionally Indian thing hit. I just doubled over. That was the best thing.
Yeah, same. Because like it would be hilarious to hear her actually say that, like Black and occasionally Indian. I would die. Like,
oh gosh.
I wish they'd have put middle class. That she grew up middle class in that video. That would have been the icing on the cake.
Oh yeah, like I grew up middle class.
So at my job, we deal with truck drivers all the time, and a whole bunch of the truck drivers are Indians and Pakistanis and Hispanic of some variety. Like, and none of them speak English. They don't fucking listen. They don't follow instructions. They won't read the maps or the instructions that they're given when they come on site. Like, they're awful to deal with. And my doc clerk like just fights with these motherfuckers 100% of the time. Like all night, every night, he's just fighting with these guys. And so when I got to work the other day, I walked in and I said, Andrew, I said, HR called me and said I needed to have a talk with you. And he like got real. He was like, why? What about? I said, they said you've been telling all the truck drivers they're getting deported. He was like, I should. I was like, yes, you should.
So,
I mean, that's the crazy. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. We have this.
Oh, I'd say that's the crazy thing about like all this shit is like they bring them in, they give them IDs and everything else, like, and you can look at their IDs, like they're not like legitimate IDs, but they give them driver's licenses and stuff and just like stick them in fucking trucks, and then
how do they get semi-licenses? Those are like super hard to get now with all the regulations.
Not if you're Indian or a Pakistani.
H-1B visa, you forget, like H-1B and stuff like that makes it's super easy to get over here.
All right, so
give them
this came out.
Hey, let me just say this.
I got an idea. Wait, hold on. He's got a great idea. Give him a map to Mexico. Like Dora Explorer this shit, okay? Dora, like literally. All right, Dora, you're going back. Like here's your map. Like here's a backpack. You've got your backpack. You've got your map. All right, you're good to go.
Do you know where home is?
Okay, so the problem is none of them actually use the maps. None of them actually know how to read a map. None of them know how to read the instructions. Like they literally get in their truck, their dispatcher sends them a message. They translate the message into whatever their whatever language they speak on their phone, and then they just do whatever the dispatch says, and they go wherever the GPS tells them to go. Like they don't know anything. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to do it. They just follow whatever instructions pop up on their fucking phone. It is the most insane thing that you've ever seen. Like they have no fucking clue what's going on at all. It's just whatever the phone says, that's what they do. It's like
God. That sounds like
next level crazy.
I mean, Indian engineers aren't much different unless you get like the high level ones. They can do it, but like some of the low level like Indian engineers or whatever, they're not much different.
About a month ago, I was arguing with a guy from India that worked for Verizon, and then I posted on my Twitter. I was like, I can't wait for Trump to get in office so they deport these people. Or shut down all Indian call centers.
See, the sad part is those probably won't get deported. It'll be it'll be like mostly Mexico, but I mean maybe the Haitians. Maybe we can get rid of the Haitians too. But
yeah, right. Okay, so here I got.
Let me just say this to Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term. Because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time, and we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights, and I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to happen again.
That's beautiful.
See, Trump needs like an army of lawyers just like that.
Well, he had them. He had them for the election, man. As soon as something was reported, they had an army out there of lawyers that were just and stuff got stopped. Not all of them, but a lot of the shenanigans got stopped. Except
pretty
for
much everything except for like Arizona, apparently.
Michigan too.
I think they got.
Nope.
I mean, there were. I mean, he won Michigan, so
he won.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that got shut down in Michigan, and he ended up winning Michigan. And he's gonna win Arizona too.
I know Justin keeps telling me that they already won the Senate, but it does matter when you do take one seat that you shouldn't be having.
Yeah, but it doesn't, because unless they hit 60, like whether it's 51 or 57 or 59, it doesn't matter until you hit 60. So like. Yeah. If the one that they stole was what kept them from getting 60, then that's a problem. But it's the
principle.
I'm terribly sorry that Wisconsin got called before Michigan, and so Michigan became inconsequential after that, and you ended up being on the wrong side of a little bit of rigging. But
Cheating.
you know, I mean,
We all know the riggers.
just makes me mad.
I mean, if you just move like a couple hours south into either Indiana or Ohio, you could have good red states that you live in. You don't have to deal with that.
I know.
Hey,
I know.
so
I
actually,
guess
somebody showed.
technically Michigan's a red state now, but
Did y'all see? So somebody said like showed the map of all the counties and how they voted, and I can't find that map right offhand, but it was literally Oklahoma was the only one that was completely red, absolutely completely red.
Really?
so we all need to move to Oklahoma. This is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oklahoma's nice. I mean, aside from the like just completely flat and nothingness, it's it's fine. If you could buy like a 100-acre ranch out there and just like yeah.
Florida's another good option. Apparently, Florida, is even more red than before. Even flipping Miami-Dade County. So that's crazy.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
Is,
the more they dig into the county by county numbers, and you see how poorly Kamala did and how much better Trump did, like it's nuts.
Something else.
She didn't improve. She didn't improve at all. Like she actually lost in pretty much every county compared to Joe Biden. Just like,
well, I mean, there was some manufacturing going on.
Yeah, we know.
But,
no, but even percentage wise, like even percentage of the vote wise, she did worse. So like not just looking at total number of the vote, but looking at the voting percentage, like she did worse. So it's and yeah, a lot of counties that flipped. What was the one in Texas, like Starr County or something, that has never voted for a Republican ever since like the fucking Civil War, and it went red.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently he just improved overall against so there was Trump versus Biden and Trump versus Harris. This is all men. So all men he improved, and then there's all women he improved. So he gained like a percentage on regardless of race, whatever.
Young women, the ones that should be the most worried about getting their abortions and stuff like that, like the 18 to what was the age bracket? It was like 18 to 26 or 18 to 28, something like that. He did like 13 points better this year than he did in 2020 with 18 to 20 something women. Like that's insane. Like that's the one demographic that, as much as they've been screaming about abortion and women losing their rights and stuff, you thought the young women vote would just swing all the way in favor of Kamala, and instead he picked up 13 points on that demographic. Like that's insane.
Look at Asian men.
I mean, black men, Hispanic men across the board, all big shift. Literally the only demographic that didn't swing in Trump's direction was white women over the age of 65. And thank God most of them won't be here by the time we have another election. They're they're on so much medication, their bodies aren't going to be able to last. Right.
They're going to OD on their SSRIs. Oh, geez.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I got something to share too.
Oh.
Shows the demographic that voted for Kamala. 92% black women and 88% Jewish.
Well, and I talked about the uneducated, how uneducated people voted for Trump, and I was like, what? And so the black women thing makes sense, but also he lost ground, or Kamala lost ground with black women versus Biden. Trump actually picked up, I think, 2 or 3 points with black women even. So like he gained with black women, even though they still resoundingly vote Democrat. Also, and I know I've talked about it before, the demographic that has the highest college graduation rate currently is black women. They're giving all, like, I mean, it's the system has been rigged to incentivize people of color specifically, and females, to go to college. And then the way they do these degrees and stuff, like the whole thing's a fucking joke. So like, yeah, I mean, that checks out. The system has been incentivized for blacks and females to go to college, so black women should be the ones who are getting the most degrees.
Yeah, I mean that's why they're the most educated now. Like, I mean, when you're
but they're
the
still
most educated,
stupid.
Yeah. Well, it's like even I think even what's one of the congressmen reposted that and said, yeah, this is what happens whenever they're Marxist or like liberal institutions or Marxist factories of reproduction, basically.
Well, and like the left wants to talk about, oh, look, it's all these people that don't have college educations is like that are voting for Trump. So what you're saying is that the public school system has failed all of these people? Like, because if you're saying that they're stupid for having voted for Trump, but they don't have college degrees, they just got high school degrees. So the Department of Education should definitely be done away with because clearly it's failed all these people that have left them stupid enough to vote for Trump.
Did we play the video of the lady that said she was a political analyst and she was buying champagne?
No.
Okay. Well, here I got something. One really good thing that I'm seeing has happened has been the fact that the world is waking up to what we dealt with COVID. Japan has named the COVID vaccine the most deadly drug in the history. And you have 2 states that are suing they're suing Pfizer for the mRNA vaccine now.
Did you see the NBC interview with RFK where the moron was like, are you going to ban vaccines? He's like, no, I'm not going to ban vaccines. What?
Yeah, but that isn't a vaccine, though. The COVID is not a vaccine. I don't care what anybody says.
But regardless, like they think he's gonna like take they're apparently there was somebody saying I can't find any like real examples, but apparently because he wants to get fluoride out of the water. The like are stockpiling. They're finding like fluoride so they can mix it in their water or something like that.
I hope that's real. I hope they're actually mixing fluoride in their water, and this like leftism is a self-solving problem. Like just let them, leftism is a self-solving problem. So just let them buy all the fluoride. Let them do let's not stop them from doing all the insane things.
They're stopping having babies now. They said they're not gonna have kids ever again. They're not gonna get married. They're all gonna get divorced.
No sex. So what are they calling it? 4B or something? Like nobody. They're not having sex for the next 4 years. Like good luck with that. Bunch of whores.
It solves a world of problems for all of us. None of these women are gonna have children and then trans them or make them into something that they're not or make them all gay. Like it's a great thing. I have no issues with what they're doing.
And then maybe after they abstain for a bit, then they actually want a man to come in there and get them pregnant, and then they'll actually comply. They won't be.
See what the dudes need to do is turn that back on these bitches. Whenever they do start getting dick hungry and wanting to get them some, and they're like, "Oh, I wasn't." Be like, "Not until we get married. Sorry, like you're gonna have to date me for a while." And since you're the one that wants it so bad, maybe you ought to pay for a date once in a while. Like, just throwing it out there. Like, you want this dick, you gotta earn it, bitch.
What was the video where they're at dinner and he pushes the bill towards him and he's like, "Are you coming home?" And she's like, "No." And he goes, "Okay, here, split the bill."
Smart.
Yeah, so you got that. You have Hamas that said that they're going to stop the war. They said they're going to stop.
Putin already said we're going to come to the table. Like,
I was going to pull that up.
That started with Zelensky. Zelensky has since Trump got elected, Zelensky is now suddenly open to peace talks. It's like because he knows the fucking gravy train is coming to an end.
It's over. I want an audit though of every penny.
That's a waste of time, I think. Like,
no, it's not.
It's not. It's a complete waste of time because we already know where every penny went. It went to Ukrainian big businessmen and oligarchs to buy Swedish ski resorts. We already know. It's been well documented. Like we did.
Yeah, but then
so we
you
don't
seize,
need to audit it.
You seize all that stuff, and then you sell it off, and the money goes back in the U.S. coffers. You seize everything.
They don't have.
You've
I want
already
blood,
given it
man.
away.
I want
You've already
blood.
given it away. No,
you can want it, but there's no.
Yeah,
there's no political will for it, and there's no public will for it. Like the public doesn't
Well,
care
I
about
think
that
it's
at
out
all.
there.
Nobody in the public cares about Ukraine at all. Like, not even a little bit. It's at this point. It's like funding gender studies in Pakistan. Like it's just part of the budget plan. Like it's not even something that they think about.
So, just so you know, law was passed recently.
Yes. We're so back.
We are so back.
Has anything else come? I would say, has anything actually like serious come of it? I know there was talk that Massey was going to be the Secretary of Agriculture, and Massey said he has not officially been approached with that or accepted that or anything that. And then he did. So Trump did name his the head of his campaign chair has been named as his chief of staff. And that's actually a legitimately really good move. The campaign chair is the same one that
Jeb
he tried
Bush
to get her to.
her, though. So Jeb Bush.
Jeb is the better of the Bushes. If you're gonna have one of the Bushes endorse you, at least he's not terrible. But she was the one that he tried to get to come up on stage and talk at his victory speech, and she wouldn't do it. Like she's a very nose to the grindstone, stay out of the spotlight, just get shit done type. So I think that's a good pick. And also,
she was the one that he was talking about. Like he was saying hey, come on up here, and then she come up there.
she was like, no, I'm not. Yeah, that was his campaign chair, and she's gonna be his chief of staff. So
she ran
that's
the
a
2016 campaign too, didn't she? So
but not the 2020. See, maybe
the one thing, the one competent woman we can find, and
Right, that's what I was like. If I'm saying that a woman is okay for a position, then and not like Betsy DeVos for the Department of Education. I like Betsy DeVos for DeVos, however you say her name. I like her for the Department of Education because she's so bad it incentivizes the federal government to just go ahead and do away with the Department of Education entirely just to get rid of her. I endorse that because she's so bad. It makes it necessary to get rid of the entire department. But this one, I'm actually I say this is a good thing because it's actually a good thing, not because it's so bad that it's good.
I liked her in that position because all the leftists just went nuts because she was in there. They just lost their shit. But Betsy DeVos is also a Michigander, so she's lives right down the street from us. So. But here's a great story. A corpse fell out of a hearse during transport, and the funeral home apologized. This happened in Poland. Just the back door just popped open, and the body just fell out of the hearse in the middle of transporting it. So the funeral home had to send an apology to the people. But yeah, there you go. That's my non-political story for the day.
Well, all right then.
At least I came prepared with one extra story.
Yeah. Should have led with that.
So,
sorry.
I'm surprised. Wait, no. CEO did not say this. Okay, wait a second. Video link here. Somebody said the Zillow CEO said that.
Oh yeah, he did. He said that the housing prices deport him because housing prices will go down. He didn't say that.
They're saying he didn't say it little.
He didn't say it. He said there's more context to it than that. I need to sit down.
Yeah,
and read
here's the
article.
video.
President-elect Trump and both candidates were talking a lot about housing affordability, clearly front and center issue for Americans in the campaign. What President Trump had said about it is that a lot of it, the affordability problems, was due to illegal immigration, and that after he carries out the largest deportation operation in history, that will ease prices by reducing demand. Do you agree? Are you optimistic that that can help?
The big challenges in the real estate market are affordability and availability. Those are the two structural problems we have to work on. Affordability, as we talked about, is around what has happened with home prices and inventory, and inventory is our biggest challenge. We are missing listings. Listings are up a little bit from last year, but if you look back to pre-pandemic levels, we're down sharply, and we're chronically underbuilt as a country. And so bringing more inventory, more new home starts online is going to be one of the things that really helps the supply-demand imbalance. What
But
we
have
see at
immigrants
Zillow,
been a big source of demand for that and lack of availability?
we've seen demand across all segments. The buyer demand is there. Anytime rates move a little bit, you see demand spike on sites like Zillow. The pent-up demand, the desire to buy is always there. Again, the challenge for buyers is affordability and what they can buy.
Yeah.
And so the structural challenges and changes we need to make as a country are really around affordability and availability.
So I think mainly he's agreeing, you know, on the basis of like they're more available, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that we have a whole subdivision, SDG. We have a whole subdivision like down the road from me, like not in my city, but like on down a couple, you know, about 10 miles. That's literally just sitting with nobody buying it right now. I don't.
It's because nobody can afford it, man. The houses here that were going for 200 are now going for almost 4. It's just insane.
Well, and once the rate cuts start to kick in, because nobody wants to buy at the rates that they're at. If rates get back down around 2-3%, somewhere in there, even 3.5%, then that people are more apt to buy there. But when rates are 5% plus, that's
well,
like,
they've stayed 7. They're still at 7 apparently.
Oh, they haven't even come down to.
Even after
Man.
the cuts, so even after the interest rate cuts, they still haven't brought the mortgage interest rates down. So the Fed made 2 cuts already. They literally made a cut yesterday, and they still haven't lowered the mortgage interest rates at all. Really, like maybe like a tenth of a
Once
percent.
the rates start coming down, then people start looking again. Like just the price itself isn't necessarily what's dissuading people from buying. It's the rates, because the rate, everybody's trying to get in on a 30-year fixed mortgage or something like that. And if you're doing something like that and you're sitting at a 6, 7, 8% rate, like that's a lot of fucking money.
Like, I mean,
right? That's
even
a lot of
even though
fucking money.
inflation is high, so like even if inflation is going to be higher, like so you're betting against the future of like is inflation going to be like insanely high in the future? If so, then yeah, 7% is like a freaking steal, right?
Yeah, like SEG is saying, like you can have high prices or you can have high rates. You can't have both. And right now we're still sitting on both.
Yeah.
Like getting the rates under control will do a lot more for that, because I don't think housing prices are going to come down. Like that doesn't really happen. You can add more housing all you want. Availability is not necessarily going to bring the housing price back down, because there is so much outside government money in the housing department or in the housing sector. It's like college. Like college is never going to get cheaper. Like there's not a lack of supply for college. So by all means, the pricing, like the cost of college should not be that high. But because of government involvement in the pricing of it, the price is never going to come down. And it's the same for housing. So I've talked about it before, like the largest lobbies in DC are the pharmaceutical and medical lobby, and which includes like big pharma as well as the insurance companies and stuff like that. And then the next one right behind that is the banking industry, the banking lobby, and a lot of the banking lobby includes housing. And because they're the ones who are handling all the mortgages and stuff, and like the
ones holding the bag.
Yeah, the real estate union is considered part of the banking lobby, and like as long as they're directly tied to the government, and the government is directly influencing the price of housing and the supply and the supply of housing and stuff like that, and like making policy that affects that directly, housing prices are never going to come down. So the only way you fix this is you've got to get the rates back under control.
Which is what you know, in some ways they've started doing, because they've made 2 cuts, but like for some reason it's not translating to the actual mortgage interest rates. So I don't know.
That's my stepson is going to buy our old house. He's currently living in it, and he makes the monthly payments on it and stuff. And I told him, I was like, you need to get with a banker and find out what you need to do and be ready to move as soon as it moves in a direction as you can. I said, because as a first-time home buyer, there are a lot of things that they're going to let you get in on with not having to put money down and all kinds of other stuff that they can help you out with. But also, you don't want to move too early on that. You want to talk to the bankers, develop a good rapport and stay close to them so that when the rates get cut, you can get in at the right rate that's going to be good for you. And he's, to his credit, he has actually been doing some of the things I told him to, and working on getting his credit built up so that he can qualify for all of the benefits of, like, because they could do it with like no credit, but then there's a bunch of other bullshit that comes with it. Like, so they've got him, he's been working with the banker and he's working on getting his credit built up, because if he can hit like a minimum threshold on his credit score, then he qualifies for all kinds of other stuff for being a first-time home buyer and all of this kind of stuff. So it's like, there are ways out there, but also what I've found is, for some reason, like, the average person trying to buy a house is terrified to talk to a fucking banker. Like, I mean, he was like, how do I do that? I was like, you go to your bank and you tell them what you want to do. Like, it's really that simple. They want to give you money. They would love to give you money. You just got to figure out how the fuck you just got to figure out how the fuck you go about getting that money. Like, go talk to them. It's really fucking easy.
I got one last video to share here. This is the one I was talking about earlier.
Okay, so we're closing in on
I want to
almost
see the
5
color
p.m.
video on
Eastern
this
time,
one.
and I've been tracking everything that's been going on across the country today. And my most important encounter was when I went out to get my champagne. I was talking to the guy in the store, of course, asking him, did he vote? And he said he did early voting, and he asked me if I early voted. And he asked me, you know, why I was getting the champagne. And I said, because I'm going to be toasting Madam President tonight. And he just looked at me with kind of like a smirk on his face. And I said, you know, she's going to win this, right? And he says, oh, well, it's very, very close. And I said, no, it's not. He says, well, what do you mean? I said, no, it's not. The women of America are making their voices heard.
Yes.
That's what it all comes down to. And the women are voting in numbers relative to men that are unbelievable. She's won this. And I said to him, she's going to take every one of the swing states plus Iowa. He said, oh,
she bought the Iowa poll. Honestly, I'm glad they did the Iowa poll now.
Numbers
Like
are there.
the
She's
one.
taking the selection. And then I said to him, you realize, and he didn't tell me who he voted for, but of course I knew. And I said, you do realize you wasted your vote, right?
Dude, she's crazy.
And I didn't care. And I walked out with my bottle of champagne and happily walked home.
This is exactly why that guy voted the way he voted, because of people like you, literally people like you doing this kind of stuff and coming over here and gloating about it.
I mean, you couldn't
be more crazy or retarded.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.